Do re mi.
I love Mountain Dew. Here it goes down into my belly.
What is that? Anchorman?
Yeah.
Milk was a bad choice.
Audrey!
Baxter! I know you want to hug me. Give me a hug.
What is it? Lanolin?
Lanolin.
Like sheep's wool? Lanolin?
When me and a buddy of mine, whenever we was in jail, that was our stand up. That was we
Therapy type.
Yeah, we would just go hours and hours on Will Ferrell movies just because he's got the dumbest shit.
Yeah, and it's the stuff that you can remember easy.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Everybody knows
One
Will
night,
Ferrell.
well, since we're from the same generation, one night we was actually able to stay up all night and think of all 151 original Pokemon.
Are you serious?
Swear to God.
Every single one.
It took us a minute, but we was finally like when we got to the last one, he was like, "Oh, boom, that's it.
It was like hitting dominoes.
That's it.
Bam.
Throw that imaginary Pokemon card down.
Yeah,
So
man.
you did the Pokemon. Like, how old are you?
I'm 27. I just turned 27 Thursday.
Right. Oh,
Oh, cool.
happy birthday.
Thank you.
And I'm 39. I just turned 39 in September. And so my generation was just a little bit before that. So
Right.
like, and these guys give me flack about it, but mine was Dragon Ball.
Of course.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z.
But see, Dragon Ball, the first one, when Goku was like, that was in like 1989 originally.
Yeah.
So Z came out for your guys' generation.
Yeah.
So where I was like, oh my God, they came back, and then they did Dragon Ball Super, which was just ended. And I've been like, look, I'm a
not a
fanboy nerd. Dude, I got this. Check this. All right. I got a little Goku,
Got to.
Of course.
but he's missing an arm. I don't know why.
He's had a rough life.
That's more Gohan. Yeah. And then and my girl gives me flack about it, but yet she feeds the addiction, I guess.
Right.
Because she like comes back with like little toys. Like that's my pen and that's Goku flying.
And that should be what it is.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
But see,
nothing
like,
wrong with that.
she knows what I like, and so she does that. And then but then she'll give me. I'll wear the shirt she bought me. I got a Dragon Ball Z shirt, white shirt that she got from like was that
Smiley's?
Lunchbox
Oh, Lunchbox.
in the mall. It's like got all the fanboy stuff, and she got that for me. Like, I got you this present. I'm like, yay, and I wear it like 2 days later, and she's like, oh, you and Dragon Ball. I'm like.
Wait a minute.
Like, wait, what? You just set me up?
Set you up for the kill. Bro.
Yeah.
Oh man, you'll have it.
But that Pokemon, like, I was living in LA when they came out with Pokemon Go.
Pokemon was huge.
Did you play?
Yeah.
Listen, I never played that. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I got an emulator set up on my phone where I like screw Fruit Ninja.
Yeah.
I can go on there and play Game Boy. Game
Oh,
Boy
yeah,
games.
Game Boy
yeah,
games.
yeah.
And
That's that Android stuff.
Yeah, and that's that like stuff I'd rather do. You know what I mean? Instead of Candy Crush or whatever. But I
gonna get
never
with
got
you.
into that.
I'm gonna get with you after this
That's
to get
cool.
that on my phone.
ROM's Mania.
Yeah.
But if you want a great emulator for your phone, it costs $5.99 or $4.99 from the Play Store. But it's called Drastic.
Drastic.
And it'll set you up to have any game you really
Wow.
want.
You play like PS1 games and stuff.
PS1,
PS2 games.
yeah, but the game configuration because all your buttons are on your screen.
Now,
Okay.
I have. Now check
You
this out.
have a hookup.
I've
the
got
hookup.
that,
Okay, yeah,
and they've got that attachment. Like this is just the battery, but they got
Right.
the attachment that turns into look like a PSP,
right, yeah.
and so you have all the buttons you need.
Yeah,
and it's rad.
Now, now with the regular phone, as long as it's like a Nintendo DS or a Game Boy or something where you held it like this anyway,
A B, up down left right,
exactly.
select start.
Then you're good.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Up down left right, A B, select start. What's that?
What?
That's a Konami code.
Contra.
R1, R2, L.
Yeah.
It's called a Konami code
Yeah.
because it was
R1, R2, L1, R2, left down, right up, left down, right up. Grand Theft Auto. Give me my guns. Oh, man.
Now my boys, actually my sons, I got two boys in their early and mid 20s, and they still to this day play Pokemon. Matter of fact,
Well, yeah,
before I came into treatment, we would hit the card shops and stuff like that.
Oh, I used to
and
be
go
a
pick
huge.
up.
My mom hated that.
Really?
You go-
Every time we went to Walmart,
You need to go to Smiley's.
I want a pack of cards.
You need to go to Smiley's then.
what's that?
Well, actually, you probably shouldn't if you want to save
Smiley's
your
Flea
money.
Market.
Smiley's
Yeah.
Flea Market over
Oh,
on.
okay.
Like they've got a comic book like old fanboy store.
Yeah.
And I went in there selling some comics to them, but man, they had everything. They got like the Magic the Gathering, the Pokemon,
Right.
the Yu-Gi-Oh, I guess. I never played that stuff. the
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh is big, I guess. Right before Pokemon, it was Digimon.
Yeah, I remember
Yep, I
Digimon.
remember
Remember
Digimon.
that? And then it
Yep.
was Pokemon, and then Yu-Gi-Oh kind of was like, well, we're going to make some money too.
Do you remember the old cartoon? You might remember this. Mask.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like it had,
Yeah.
they had the little,
I had the vehicles.
Yeah, I had the motorcycle helicopter.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was a super nerd. I played Magic up until like high school.
So you did the Gathering.
Yeah, Magic the Gathering. Yeah.
Don't lie, he
How-
plays Magic
He
now.
still does.
How in the world did you ever get,
Yeah.
how did you ever get anybody to marry you?
I don't know.
He met her at a Magic the Gathering
At
conference.
Magic the Gathering conference.
Don't you dare put that on my wife.
But that Pokemon Go though,
It was fun, actually.
I was hearing about people like you
Getting
got going into like the jail so they could get one inside the jail.
Are you serious?
Catching charges to get to booking so they could catch that Pokemon real
That's
quick.
dedication.
That's dedication.
Wow.
dedication.
Well, that's also kind of fucked up for Pokemon to put that
Yeah,
with like that arena
like
in
you,
the
you
in
got
the
that
booking.
GPS. You know what that
Yeah,
building
right.
is. Come on.
They're gonna put it in the Haywood County Department of Corrections.
Yeah, but it's a Charizard. What was I supposed to do?
I couldn't. It was,
I gotta catch 'em
It was
all.
Pikachu. Like you never get him.
You got to catch him all.
Yeah.
Like, you can't.
No,
I also caught some charges.
I was living, but that made it extra special. It means more.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
earned that. You earned it.
Here is my Pokemon, and here's the paperwork to go with it.
And then it's the only shot that you got of being like,
Yeah.
yeah. Everybody,
the
every
one
time
mug-
we get it, we're like this. Like
The one mug shot.
my hair hadn't been washed in like 2 weeks because I was on the bender. But then that one time I was all ready and you held your Pokemon up.
Yeah, suit.
Yeah.
So speaking of
Yeah, you meant
catching charges for getting Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Did you ever do that?
No, I
Okay,
didn't.
but you have served some time.
Oh yeah, plenty.
Okay. Okay.
I'd say since I was 19, there's only been a couple years altogether I was out.
Okay. How does that like? I'm facing charges right now.
Right.
Like we talked about this a little briefly, but I'm facing some charges right now, and I did some jail time waiting because that was like my family saying,
Right.
we're not going to bail you out.
Learn your lesson.
That was my first time ever getting in trouble too.
Right.
But it was some big trouble.
Right.
So, I basically detoxed in jail and stuff. Like first time you went in, like what was that about? Like, what got you there? Have you already been in active addiction for a while or?
Well, yeah. My dad handed me crack cocaine when I was 15.
Okay.
So we smoked that up together, and like a 15-year-old mind, especially mine, I was a self-mutilator. I didn't have my emotions in check. Nothing was in check, and like so within the next 2 weeks following that, I broke into 5 businesses, 1 house, stole 2 cars. I never had committed a crime in my life.
Right.
Like it just went straight into it. I remember the first place I hit was a Catholic church.
Oh, wow.
Just because it was an easy hit.
Yeah.
We got the offerings that they kept up at night. The others were just restaurants, convenience stores, stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so that had happened at like 15. But my first time getting locked up would have probably, besides like group homes and stuff like that, would have probably been like around 19. And it was just disorderly conduct.
Oh.
Honestly, it was the police were trying to take my dog. And so I spent a couple days. After that, it was possession with intent to sell marijuana. They found me with individual bags, and that wasn't really nothing.
Yeah.
But I'd gotten with this girl, and I'd been with her for a while. And like during this break me and this girl had in our relationship, I got introduced to meth. And started smoking it with a few friends and using that on top of crack and everything. At first I didn't see what the big hype was. It didn't give you that rush like crack did.
No, it didn't.
No.
And
But it did last longer.
but it did last longer, and it seemed like the way people vibed with it was just more fun. You smoke crack, you just want to sit there and think about crack.
And then you're going to do it. Yeah.
And then you're gonna go find a way to go get more crack.
You smoke meth, you're going to take apart and halfway put back apart a car.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
You never finish your projects
Never
on meth, though.
Never. And since I never knew about cars, I never fucked with them. But
That's what I always fucked with.
Yeah,
It was like the stuff I didn't know. Like whenever I was on
Right.
meth, I was like, I've never taken apart a PlayStation.
Right.
And I just go steal a PlayStation, take it apart. You know?
no, I'm not taking apart my PlayStation.
No,
you got me fucked up. But this, okay, so this breakup I went through with this girl, it happened to, we went through a little break. I went down to this dude's house, like I called him my brother. Yeah. We was friends for 10 years. He was the one breaking in with me in places. I took the charges for him. Him and a few others, like we was tight, man. We was real tight. And I asked during this break if I could come live with him. So I moved back from Statesville back home to Lenoir, Caldwell County, whatever. And she had followed me back, and little did I know she'd been around. So we met up, we talked, everything got worked out. You know what I mean? Sure. Well, she stays there with us, and it wasn't long before I realized they're fucking around behind my back.
Ooh.
Well, they wouldn't face me about it. They just stayed gone together one night and was like, we're going to call the law if you don't leave. You know what I mean? So I had no closure on the issue. I definitely couldn't take out no violence on nobody. You know what I mean? I was on probation. They didn't give me the chance. They didn't give me the chance to
They knew what they were doing then.
Right.
Yeah.
And, like, that fucked me up. Like,
I can tell. Like it's kind of messing with you right now.
Like
and that's
losing her. I should have lost her a long time ago. That wasn't shit.
No. But it was
losing my boy.
the treachery and
That fucked me up. And so like after that, I couldn't find the right mind state to be in. I couldn't stop thinking about it.
Really?
My family, my family's never really let me come stay with them. Ever since I've done what I've done, and nothing's ever backlashed onto them. Nothing's ever been brought to their house. Nobody's ever came looking for me. I never stole from their house.
right.
Okay.
But they just don't want it around them. Well, they let me come stay there then, and that was the last thing they needed to do because that mind state right there was worse than any mind state drugs had put me in.
Really?
Yeah.
And it fucked me up bad.
Did you guys were you guys like friends in like elementary school or just friends in the neighborhood or how'd you guys meet?
My dad dated his mom. I started back when I was 12 or something.
Okay.
12, 13. No, 10 or 11.
You said you called him your brother, so you did some growing up together.
Yeah. And I looked up to him, man. Like, he got me into skateboarding and shit. I never wanted to skateboard, man. And then I did because he did. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And, what happened, but the fact that, and me knowing how to deal with it, that's where I didn't know what to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sure.
So, like, I started hanging out with some friends. One thing led to another. And it was, like, literally a week after that happening, I'd stepped into this game. Like, I'd met this girl. She had a dude from Georgia. And, like, at first, I wasn't even really involved. Like, I remember my first incident. I just wanted to get high, but the girl I was with that had to hook up from Georgia, she got arrested.
Ooh.
So I'm thinking, and this is the first time I've been up days and days.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I got to get her out. That's all that my mind's on.
Yeah.
I got to get her
and
out.
it's not to get her out. It's to
keep riding.
Yeah, get her out to
riding.
get your fix.
Right.
Yeah.
And I thought I cared about her. She was sexy as hell.
Right.
But if you're out there, I love you. So what had happened was I got up half the money, like out of nowhere.
Just
I got
boom. Because hustling knows hustling. Like
Right.
you can transfer that hustling for your fix, but to whatever you want. Especially you still riding that.
Right, yeah. And
So, yeah.
and I dealt with crack, I dealt with cocaine and whatnot, on weed and pills and whatnot, but I never dealt with this. And but really, like, I went through links of like I was just talking about collecting cans, bro. Like I had
Whatever
to get her
it takes.
out. Yeah. I collected cans and took them and asked people for money and then did things for people, man. And then I got half the money up. Well, they're like, all right, call this guy. He's gonna meet you at the magistrate's office. This shit's crazy. he's gonna meet you at the magistrate's office and y'all gonna get her out. Well, we meet him and her friend goes in to meet the bondsman and everything. Well, while we're out there, man, he's like, hey, bro, just so you know, like, if I peel the hell out, get my money from such and such and make sure I get it back. I'm like, well, why you got to do that? He's like, you see that green truck with the mirror tint? I was like, yeah. He's like, that's ICE unit.
Oh, shit.
I was like,
What?
nah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what am I involved in right now? So ended up they weren't touching her. She has 5 FTAs. They wouldn't touch her, so they came out, gave him his money, gave me my money. And that girl was like, well, what do you want to do now? And I was like, really, I just want to go get high and go home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and she's
Like, there's a lot, yeah.
Yeah, she was like, well, we can take that money. And at the time, and
here we
looking
go.
back, she's not lying. Like,
No.
she's like, we could take that money, invest it, sell half of it, have our money back.
And still get high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't trust her. I was like, nah, leave me alone. I just want a gram. Let's go. And so we went to this place that, I mean, I didn't know nothing about these people. I didn't know nothing about this place.
Okay.
And I'm sitting in the driveway for like an hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shit.
And,
That happens.
Yeah. And
God.
finally we leave. Well, I stopped by a store, get a rolly bowl, whatever, and head back to the house. Well, I got like a gram. I gave her half of it just to like shut her up.
Yeah. That and she just got out of jail.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm putting half of it in the bowl and I'm melting it down. Well, it wasn't 15 minutes. Boom, door comes open. probation and ICE unit are there.
Oh shit!
Totally tacticaled out. I didn't have enough time to do anything. Like I should have ate it, but I'm a rookie. I just threw it. I just threw it underneath the washing machine. Right?
Oh no!
And it's just a quarter gram in the bowl.
But still, you're on probation,
right?
And
and they come in there and they're like, Garrett Dellinger, you know, where's the dope at? You know, I'm like, you found it. You know what I mean? They went and they found it and they got it in their hand, and I'm like, that's it. And they're like, no, where's the rest of it, man? And they tore this place apart. God. Turns out the dude that I had met is a big dude from Georgia.
Yeah.
Or been running shit back and forth from Georgia. And the place I went is where the higher end hustlers went to trap. Okay. You know, the place we pulled up, it's like 3 stories high. Well, a basement and 2 stories high, a bunch of land. You know, it ain't anywhere you expect.
No.
But it's where all the high-end dope boys and dope whores went.
Trap out, yeah.
Well, obviously they had been watching him and seen me pop up not long after at this place.
Guilty by association.
Followed me thinking, who's this guy?
Right. New player.
Thinking I had ounces or something, and I had a quarter gram.
That wasted some taxpayer money.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
So they take me to jail and everything, and that was my first experience. You know, and I was new.
Okay.
I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know what probable cause was. You know,
right?
No, everybody in the jail. I know now, like getting locked up, and these people come in, the types of people that are like, man, shut up, you're good.
Yeah,
your small ass charges ain't shit, and that was me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what do you think's going to happen?
Right. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. But I got some big charges.
Right.
But it's also like people have been telling me it's first time. Like I've never gotten in trouble before. Right. It's first time I'm trying to get transferred over to veteran treatment court because I did that you didn't know about probable cause, like you're saying. Mm-hmm. When I got pulled over for a fictitious tag because I was so whacked out. Like I had just bought a Cadillac. You know the Cadillac?
Yeah, the Caddy you're selling.
Yeah, and I just bought it, but all my money was going towards getting high.
Right.
So I didn't get a new tag. I just put like stolen tag, or I put my old tag on there. So stupid.
Riding dirty.
Yeah, dirty as hell. Right. So I had my needle in like a little I thought secret compartment and stuff.
Right.
But I also was living out of my car. So I had everything, right? But I had the paperwork, and I told him, I was like, you know, I've got the paperwork, I just got it, and I was searching for it, and man, I was so whacked up. My BB gun.
Oh man, and
fell.
One of the real looking ones.
Yeah, fell out. It was the kind at Walmart that you get that's full metal. It's like the PPK.
Yeah.
Like James Bond.
In my hometown, we rob people with those.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But it's like got the blowback. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So like it fell out, and this was like a young thing, and he's like, "Whoa, put your hands up!" And I was like, "What?" And he was cool. I'll give him that. Okay. And the guy that I was riding, I took the charges for. He had put all the stuff, which was prepackaged and all that. He put it all up in my methadone box, right? Yeah. Well, people have been giving you all these bullshit like things like, oh, if it's in your box, they got to get a warrant.
Yeah, no, they don't know.
No, they don't. No. They say you can either give us a combination or we're gonna pop it.
Yeah.
But this is what got me the canine that came because he was the closest to assist. Also was a guy that got a call about me sleeping in a rest area.
Okay.
You know, when they're like, some guy's dead in his car. And I was like, I'm just sleeping. He didn't mess with me that day. He saw me and he's like, didn't I see you like a month ago? I was like, I don't know. But
you all look alike to me.
Right. He says, can I search your car? I was like, I'd rather not because I live in it and I don't want y'all to take everything out. He's like, well, I can just see if the dog hits. Well, the guy that I was riding with, he OD'd. He's gone. Okay. He died while we were in treatment. Yeah. He had opened my glove box to try and help look for the paperwork.
Right.
And the Narcan that the methadone clinic gave me, which is safe. You know, I'm glad they do that. And we're going to get to that in a minute because you just had an experience with Narcan or something. Yeah. But, like, it fell out. And now the cop's telling me, the dog didn't hit on my car. But the cop's telling me that he saw Narcan, that's probable cause.
Why'd they give it to you, though?
That's what I said. But it still didn't stop me at the time. Now, I might have a chance, you know, with talking to my lawyer and stuff like that. But I'm also looking for hopefully, like plea down to a misdemeanor or something.
Right.
Because, like, I don't know. I mean, it's my first time. And that's what people have been telling me. I was doing the same thing you did of, like, what do you think's going to happen? What do you think's going to happen? Although I've got, like...
Well, when you don't know, and plus your mind's got all these chemicals running through it, taking you all out of character, you're worrying about shit to the max.
Yeah. And I'm still worrying, though, and I'm 6 months clean.
Yeah, you've got a point. I mean, it is something to worry about.
Yeah. You mentioned your buddy passing away, O'Dan, when you were in treatment and stuff, and that's kind of like how we met. in treatment.
Yeah.
And we'll get back to the story and stuff
Oh,
like that. This
first
is
at Blue Ridge.
Yeah, this is a part like where we do introductions to the show and stuff like that. And, what's that? yeah. Nick didn't hold up the sign this time. And we're here with Garrett. And can we use your last name?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, Garrett Dellinger.
Garrett Dellinger.
Oh, no.
Right. Yeah. Dillinger.
It said mine's DE though.
Yeah.
I don't care. That sounds like the cops see that, they're like, oh, you got bad blood.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna need to see everything else.
Yeah.
Strip.
Yep.
Yeah, and so we're here on Just for Today with Garrett Dellinger.
Just for
and
Today
Awesome.
cast.
Yeah, Just for Today cast with myself and JP, and we're here at Broken Helm with Nick, our producer.
And the Capitan.
El Capitan. Yeah.
El Capitan.
And Garrett's come on today. I reached out to Garrett. Garrett's come on today to talk about a little bit of his experience. And obviously, if you've been listening, we're talking about some using and drugs and stuff like that. But primarily, reason why I reached out to Garrett is Garrett's going to share a little bit of experience, how he's been able to contend with the charges and stuff like that have come out of some of the drug use and stuff, and the way that he kind of goes through life, even having those things in his past. And you and I were talking before the show.
Yeah.
You're one of the people that I met at treatment at first at Blue Ridge, sitting in the smoke pit, telling war stories and shit. Where
Not glorifying.
no, not glorifying.
Not at all.
Where everybody else was sharing and stuff, and you could just kind of read their personality in their face and how they how those things seem to affect them.
Yeah.
The way that you've always presented the information has been in a manner of at least the way that I took it was, it is what it is. It ain't who I am today, and
Right.
it won't hold me back.
Can't.
And even coming out of treatment and being friends with you on Facebook and see what's going on in your life and everything like that, it's like,
Was that
yeah.
something?
Yeah,
There was a little chuckle there on Facebook. Wait.
Yeah, I'm not stalking your Facebook.
It's okay.
No, but I'm
it's
saying-
worth stalking.
Yeah, it is.
Do you post some wild stuff?
Nah, I mean, I'm more motivational stuff
Yeah.
than anything, man.
That's awesome.
And you know what? Your page is worth stalking.
I appreciate
if
it.
you're somebody out there that and happens to be friends with Garrett on Facebook and stuff, if
Scott, please don't stalk the guests.
here we go, it began. Just
began.
wait. Oh yeah,
It's gonna get good.
It's gonna be good. I got my balls busted all the time. But no, you're a guy that absolutely should be stalked and be like, wow, man, he's doing this deal. He's doing this life, this sober life, this post-treatment life, this just living his life.
Taking
got
the bull
to.
by the
Man,
horns.
you
so
got
to speak.
to, man.
Yeah.
Like, I tell people that are talking to me and telling me how proud. Every day I get people that are from my past, even people that are still using my family, my church family. They're always talking about how proud they are of me, and I'm like, well, man, there ain't no other option. What's the other option? To go back into it and lose everything I got and let everybody down?
You know what's great though is and from what I hear is like that actually is an option for a lot of
Right.
us. You know, but
Yeah.
you've gotten to a point where that's not an option.
Yeah, I've done away with that.
And you're not looking at it as like I either stay clean or I die, because some people that works for some
Yeah.
people. You know, but like me is this is my first time through a program. I mean, we've talked about this before
Yeah.
on the show, but like I'm hoping to be one of those first time success stories, like the
Right, yeah.
0.0001%
Right.
that does that. And after meeting and talking with you so far is like your motivation for that. While it wasn't like you did get a couple incarcerations or back and forth, you learned your lesson though, and it just shows it doesn't matter when or how. It's just that.
Yeah, and
learned
you don't whistle in the dark. Yeah, I mean, you know how it is. You can tell somebody when they're like keeping their heads up, like, oh man, it's going to be okay, everything's going to be all right, and everything.
Yeah.
You know, hoping
Yeah.
the boogeyman don't jump out and everything. And stuff.
Balls,
no,
man.
you're
Balls.
yes. No, you're. That's the thing is you're genuine. Like
Yeah.
I mean, you exude that. You're genuine about. It ain't nothing but a thing.
Yeah.
And I'm living my life.
Yeah.
I think more people need to be able to come on board with that mentality.
You got to, man. I mean, don't let it stop you now. Like, I mean, hell, I've dedicated enough to that shit. You know what I mean? Years incarcerated jails, prisons. You know, years.
How do you deal with the stigma? Speaking of like years incarcerate,
Like the way people look at you and shit.
like for employers.
Man,
Ooh, yeah.
I hear people all the time, and I'm not like knocking the felon down or nothing, because I'm one myself. You ain't got that excuse no more. They give them a federal $2,500 tax cut whenever they hire you now. That they can apply for.
What type of jobs?
Okay.
Like
factory jobs. I mean, just about anything through anything you can find through a temp agency. You best believe if you get hired on, they get a tax cut for you if they apply and get it.
Now, one thing that I see that bothers me about and it's not just like felons or it's anybody who has something that's like a blemish on their resume, so to speak. It could be just messing up at one job or something, or bad reference, or I don't know. But like what you just said was also inspiring. You're like, anything through a temp agency, anything that you can find, like it's called swallowing your pride and doing work, and not saying I'm not going to clean toilets or I'm not going to cut onions or I'm not going to do something like that, because if you need it, you're gonna do whatever you need, and then not complain about it.
Right.
And that's really, I'm at a point right now. I'm not even faking it because I do fake it with Scott all the time.
Yes. so do women.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he gets a chance to.
Therein lies the problem.
Where's them balls now?
Haven't had many chances here as of late.
Recovery.
So like you're saying, through all these the temp agencies, like they get these cuts. I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, businesses will get a $2,500 tax cut for hiring felons, giving them a chance.
Wow.
That's good information.
That's state specific, though, isn't it?
Huh?
Isn't that state specific?
I want to say
Did you say state Pacific?
Maybe.
I butchered it.
Only states on the Pacific
because in California, when I was running it, I specifically looked out for people who were felons because they were stoked to get a job.
Yeah.
And they were like veterans. They were there and they were gonna like bust ass. Yeah. Unless they weren't. And then they were a night bearing, but it was usually 24 hours.
Right. Yeah, that's like you feel that out pretty quick.
Real quick.
Yeah, it was pretty quick. But no, I don't remember. I mean, California probably would have definitely had that credit.
They would. They're that progressive type. Yeah.
But no one ever. Man, when I told my boss that I was like, dude, I'm gonna go for felons, and he was like, okay, definitely do that.
Yeah. You're like,
I thought he was just a good guy.
Yeah. No, he's like, please. But there is that show that I guess was on, I don't even know what show, but it was Pit Bulls and Parolees.
Yeah, I remember.
Did you ever see that?
Yeah.
So like that lady, I guess her story was her husband was wrongfully incarcerated or whatever, or taken care of, but she'd hired nothing but people on parole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that kind of, I mean, looking at the timeline from what you're talking about, it seems like she was like a pioneer in this, and that's huge because I might be looking the same way.
Right. Yeah.
So back to the story. Like, so you're on parole.
Yeah.
Door come flying off hinges.
Good old parole, man.
Black ninjas running in.
They still got this dang house arrest monitor on me, man.
Shit!
They put this thing on in May.
Wow.
Let me see. I might have to have one.
It's tiny.
Oh, I could wear.
That ain't nothing.
See, I could wear these jeans on them. Huh?
Yeah. I got lucky. I got one that doesn't have a charger. But
So they violate your parole. You do your first bit, no.
I've
first bit of time.
already done the time for the crime.
Okay.
If they violate me now, it'll be the 9 months post release.
Right. Oh no, I'm talking about like back when you're a teenager. You got the bowl. You're at that house.
Oh yeah, when they came
messing around with a guy from Georgia and everything like that. So that was like, was that a long stint?
No, not really at all.
Really? Okay.
They violated me for probation, so I did my 45 days. It was misdemeanor probation.
Okay.
And like I did my 21 days probable cause, and they didn't indict me on that until I got another dope charge.
Oh.
Like that's and they
So
said
you caught another one.
Oh, several.
Yeah.
That's just like, we don't even have enough time.
After that, like, I remember one time I was on parole trying to sell dope, like, because that's what it led to more than anything, trying to get money off the shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, man, I had an amazing girlfriend too at the time, man, and she's like, she's never had a ticket, much less seen narcotics officers running in their house. And she's like outside in the car, like,
she got the crash course.
Yeah, like
butthole puckered.
It was up in her face, like, and I'm like, oh my god, babe, I'm sorry, that's not mine. No. So like, I violated parole that one time, and they got me with individual bags and possession with intent to sell and deliver. And then the last time, they well, not the last time, the time before last, they actually I got out of prison after the second time.
How long was that
long are
on
you
the
in
second
for?
time?
I was doing my 9 months post release at that time. That was actually from getting busted with that girl that one day.
Oh.
And so I did my 9 months post release, which I got on the ICP, the inmate construction program in prison. And
Okay.
instead of staying in the camp all day, I got to work in construction sites.
I thought you
And-
talked about Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah. Oh, he was with the ICP.
Like Fago.
Yeah.
There you go, baby. Yeah, you can tell we're from
But
Detroit. Yeah.
but so like after doing that time, which you can work that time to the door.
Okay.
So is I did 5.5 months. It wasn't shit. But the thing is, like at that time that I got busted, I had been introduced to the needle.
Oh,
So like that was on my mind like the whole time I was locked up.
really?
Yeah, man. Like,
It does that, yeah.
Did you get high when you were in there?
No, not that time.
No?
K2, once or twice, but my camp was lame as hell. They didn't really have shit.
They didn't have shit in it. Yeah.
But that's a good thing, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Like there was no Suboxones, there was no Clear or nothing like that in that period. It was just K2, and I was just trying to smoke cigarettes. And but I got out, and that needle had been on my mind the whole time. I'd be a liar if I said it wasn't, man. That shit was calling to me.
It does.
So I got out, and I went straight with my homegirl to the house and where it was at, and loaded one up and blasted. I was arrested 20 days later. That was April 6, 2016 that I got out of prison.
Okay.
I was arrested April 26, 2016, and I hadn't slept a wink. I lost 30 pounds. The first time I'd ever had track marks.
Yeah.
I mean, I was jamming them in there.
It escalated.
It bad,
Probably
quick.
like wildfire.
So the charges and what you're facing and the drug use escalated.
Well, I was a
as
free
time
man
went
getting
on.
out because I'd done my 9 months. I was off paper, but and I was just set up on an undercover sting up right there at the Hudson Walmart, man. And I still have people hit me up to this day like, "You were that guy," because Walmart's a pretty packed place, and for my hometown Lenore, like that's all we got.
I've been through Lenore. Like,
keep it at that. Through Lenore.
Yeah.
But so like, yeah, man, like that's what it did to me, man. Like I remember, you can still go Facebook, go to the search bar, Garrett Dellinger post, and you'll have the sheriff's office and the WHKY page. And they'll pop it up, and
I'm
it's
gonna have
like,
to do that now. Sorry.
and I'm like, I'm tired. you can look and tell I am tired.
Yeah.
And
What did that do getting popped that time? Did that begin? Did you start thinking about I might need to change some things up now?
No,
Not yet.
No, like I said, I've never been married.
Okay.
I don't have no kids. So like, all my actions, like, yeah, I got my family, but I mean my family at the same time. I tell my mom, I was like, Mom, this is what I am.
Yeah.
You know, I've done this for X amount of years, and all you see me with is a black eye and a drug addiction. I'm good, Mom. Don't worry about me. You know what I mean? I'm straight. But y'all gonna have to accept me for what I am, because that criminal lifestyle I love, man. Breaking into places, I love.
This was at a point. Yeah.
Taking cars, I love. Taking money, flexing people on dope, I love that.
It's
shit, you know?
adrenaline almost.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's an addiction in itself.
Yeah, the lifestyle, man. I'd say
Yeah.
that's one of the worst addictions there is.
It is. I know. Back in Michigan. Well, when I finally got clean sober, I reached out for help. I was living in Charleston, South Carolina. I reached out to my family. They came and got me. My brother came down, got me. We drove back to Michigan. They put me in treatment, and I remember I struggled a little bit actually to get clean for a little bit and stuff. Made about 30 days, started using again. Made it 15 days into that, and then a boss of mine put me back into a detox center, and that was, I'd have to say, probably that was a big thing, because like I didn't know how to do. I had to learn, and I'm still learning how to do normal life, which as an addict alcoholic, sometimes I refer to it as I have to learn how to do boring, because like there's no chaos.
You don't let that
nothing's
happen.
going wrong. Right. Like I need to go out and manufacture, and if I can't I struggle with this for a long time. If I can't manufacture chaos, I know where chaos is at.
I'll find that
I
shit.
can look for.
I think
there's certain street names you go into.
Yeah.
I don't want to mention any names because I don't want to wear the Magna hat, but
Court.
There's certain
I used to love picking up girls at the courthouse.
Hey,
but I can be, it's like I know exactly where I can go, that I can get that adrenaline rush, because like I don't do calm real well, but what I do real well is chaos. Like,
you're comfortable with it.
Yeah, let me get in a trap house, and I'm like, I can take a breath.
Kick back, yeah.
I can breathe.
Hey, is the water on today? The bathroom good?
Yeah.
I had the one I got in trouble at, or that actually that guy, we lost him as well.
Yeah.
Except his was, I think, heart issues, but he was doing that. His house, it was a trailer, and that's why I said I got the HUD-VASH stuff.
Right.
And when they were asking where to go, I was like, I can't do a trailer right now, because I was early on, and I said I've got nothing against him, but it's it was fresh. Like
Right.
that was the way I just spent the last 2 months if I wasn't in my car.
Yeah.
But with you saying the water was always off, we had to go in and help turn the water off, fill up the
You'll learn
buckets.
some plumbing. You'll learn some.
Yes, you do.
You do.
Plumbing and electricity.
Yeah.
The one thing I figured out about you is you've definitely gotten better at creating chaos instead of having to look for it.
What do you mean?
Because you say
What?
if you can't make chaos, you know where it is.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yep.
you haven't had to go looking for it because
No.
you have gotten really good at making chaos in here, but not externally.
Yeah, that's the last place the chaos really needs to go away. That we all as addicts need to learn how to get boring and normal. To be
Idle-
okay with
idle
it.
time,
and
man.
that's up here.
But you
Yeah.
don't let it get boring.
No, I don't.
In your head.
No, I fill it up with
We'll have
friends
something
like you.
We'll have something for the show that has a month and not procrastinating, a month. And he's like, gotta get it done. Gotta get it done. Okay, if it doesn't get done, I get freaking out.
I don't do that with my hands. I don't make this gesture.
I'm not a turkey. I mean, Thanksgiving's just right around the corner, but I'm not a turkey.
I'm being
I'm not.
festive. Come on.
Yeah.
So lifestyle and all that. And
I always told when I
dude,
release day.
it's almost better than a high.
Yeah, release day. I would always tell them, man, I'll be back.
Yeah.
They ain't give me enough to stop. They didn't throw me enough time to stop this time. I'll be back.
Right.
But what took it this time, man? And I ain't gonna lie, it wasn't me, man. And I believe all this happened for a reason. You know,
Yeah.
I came to first. Okay, before I went to prison this time, a girl had told me she was pregnant, and like she was honest with me. We went a thing, and she was honest with me. She told me it could be between two other men.
Yeah.
I was like, all right. Well,
All right.
from that moment in that jail cell, before I even went to the yard, like I started thinking like I was a father. I started preparing for it. I started attending meetings in prison, and meetings don't really help much with me, but that's all they had to offer in there.
Yeah, you take what you can.
Yeah, I started going to church groups. You know, finding any kind of avenue I could, man. It did a complete 360, and I got out, and I'd already talked to my case manager about going to First at Blue Ridge and doing that program, and I did it successfully. I worked my ass off, and then I even put in for the 30-day extension, and I got that.
Right.
And little did I know, I mean, a month and a half ago, I found out he wasn't mine, but that got me I feel like that I needed that mind state to get me where I was now.
So you start thinking about somebody else.
That's usually how it's always been. I do it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think enough of it. Now, don't get me wrong. I got all the self-respect, all the self-worth. I know what I deserve. You know what I mean? But at the same time, man, to really get me motivated, it takes somebody I love or something I love.
Yeah,
know what
you
I
can
mean?
mess with me, but don't mess with someone that I care
hell
about.
no. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that ties in with the military veteran state of mind too. Is you know, Scott's in the Navy or was in the Navy, and I was in the Marines. Now, different branch of the Navy, but we give each other shit for days.
Right.
But if someone messes with him in a negative way,
Right.
like he knows I'm going to be right there.
Right.
So it's like that person that you care about, and so that's the same type of thing that even veterans have, and that's good to have because that gives you motivation to do things that are good.
So it's about finding somebody or something you love and doing it for that.
Yeah. And I've noticed,
and
like,
now it seems like it's yourself.
Well, I'm trying to make that more myself, man. Making myself the main goal or the main priority has always been a problem. Mm-hmm. I don't know why, because I think the world of myself. You know what I mean? Almost to a level, it's cocky. You know what I mean? Like
That's honest.
Yeah, it is. I have people tell me all the time, but you know, you're cocky. Whatever.
I'm confident.
And then you don't have to be here.
Yeah. I'm 1,000 times as humble as you are.
Bing, bing, bow. And I gotta fire you. Boing, boing, boing. But so yeah, man, like that really did it for me. And I mean, a part of me wanted it to be mine, him to be mine. Part of me didn't. You know what I mean? Like I don't have kids. Wasn't exactly planning on having no kids.
Yeah. Right.
And but I mean, I feel like that was God's way of like getting me set up. Like that was God's own little program rehab I went through in my mind to get me prepared to. I mean, I had everything. If I had to take that child into my care that day, I had the money for a place. I had the money for a car. I had the job. I mean, people complaining about working jobs. Man, I've had 3 since I've been in Buncombe County, and now I got a lead supervisor position on the one I got now.
That's awesome.
Just bust your ass if you want it. Like I got outfits that say "just hustle and get money." You seen them? That don't mean exactly with drugs. Get out there and get hustle and get that money.
That's
you know,
what I say. Like the hustling mentality
Right.
doesn't have a negative negative spin to it.
No.
Like it does when you're using it negatively.
Right, yeah.
But hustling is just hustling, and they even mean that like not even working or something. Just hustle. Like, you got so many hours in the day.
Use them.
Use them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so if you
want
hustle,
to be fit, go get in shape, man. Hell,
You're gonna
Kevin
sleep.
Gates doing it right now.
yeah.
By the way,
Is he?
thank you, Parole. Yeah, he's like trying to better his life. You know what I mean? You can hear it in his music and everything.
Really?
Everything's went from trapping to like growing to a new man. Like,
No way.
The song "Great Man," if you've ever heard it, if you ain't, definitely look it up.
Because I had to stop listening to Kevin Gates
Right
because
now, change lanes. Imagine that. Great Man.
Okay, I'll check it out.
It's more stuff. Like I listen to a lot of those. Like
I'll check it out.
whenever I was working at the Aris building up here in Uptown Asheville with Pro Platinum Clean, like that was what I had him playing in my headphones a lot. Was a lot of his newer stuff. But
it's interesting you say that, doing it for somebody else, for kids and stuff. That was the reason why I reached out the first time and really came into treatment and got 6 years sober, and ultimately went back out for 11, and I'm back now. Was for my kids. You know, there was a situation I went through, and I got an opportunity. Really, honestly, I believe it was God showed me that He showed me my kids. He showed me, the article in the newspaper about, what was going to happen to me, because I found myself sitting on a couch covered in plastic.
Right.
And we all know what happens to people who sit on couches. I was involved with some bad people. Bad people. I put people on couches with plastic, and then I ended up on a couch with plastic.
Yeah.
No fault of my own, because of my addiction.
Right.
Really, I just couldn't keep my shit straight anymore. And I saw the newspaper article, and then I just got a flash of my 2 little boys, who were young at the time, dressed in little black suits, standing over a grave, and I was like, I can't do that to them. I can't do that to them. And that was and that was like the beginning of me. Okay, something's got to change.
Yeah,
something's got to change, because this ain't all about me.
Yeah,
it had been all about me for a long time, but
suddenly
it became not all about me.
Yeah, and it's okay when you ain't married, ain't got no kid. Like that was my excuse to be selfish. You know what I mean? I ain't got nobody to worry about. I can do this to myself.
Sure.
It is what it is. But man, like, and now getting used to this normal life, like,
what's that like,
bro? This is easy, bro.
Yeah.
For real? What the hell?
Right?
I just go to work. I don't worry about no cops running in the door and worrying about some chick cutting my pockets open while I'm asleep. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hell yeah, I can.
That's
do
the
this.
thing. All right, I want to hear more about
this.
that. But that's the thing is people, they're scared of the normal life.
And it is
Like, I was
intimidating. It is intimidating.
It's uncomfortable.
But
Like, can I make it? Will I make it?
I've had so much more relief now that you mention it. Like,
It's
I can
easy.
pull up. I know the car I'm driving in is legal.
Right.
I don't have anything on me.
Right.
Like there was a time where driving up next to a police
Yeah.
car, I'd be like, oh,
fall back.
do I have something like
Yeah.
Did I forget that I bought that? You know what I mean?
Yes.
But now it's like, what's up?
Yeah.
And I don't care.
Yeah.
And that's
like
it's
this
liberating.
morning.
No
This
fear.
morning when the police came out to my house, like the ambulances that never.
Why
let
did
it.
police come to your house this morning?
What'd you do?
Last night.
Hold on, real
what's
quick,
going on,
before
man?
we move on.
Well,
Before we move on.
Yeah.
All right. I only know one reason you cut holes in your pockets.
Okay.
Oh,
Right.
well, no. These days, women, these trap chickens are getting smart, man. Like they ain't got to trap chickens.
Oh, I know the trap chicken.
Trap chickens.
I'm on that.
You no longer. They found out you ain't got to go in the man's pocket and risk waking him up when you can just take a razor blade and cut down the seam.
Yep.
And it'll fall right
And just
out.
falls right out. And when you fall hard from 20 days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not.
God.
You're out.
You're out for 2 days.
Yeah, when you're up for 20 days and you're out, they're not even bothering with the razor.
No.
They're taking your pants off.
Dude, that's like some French pickpocket shit right
That
there.
is,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
that's what they're doing now, man. They're slick with it too. Now
Yeah.
guys are doing it too because they're just as lame. But
Yeah.
you
Was
see-
it the biggest insult when I was living in LA was calling a dude weird.
really?
Yeah, like if you tell a dude like, man, you're just weird. Like that was fighting words. Yeah, they bow up. Like so now I get when you said like dudes are just as lame as that. I'm thinking now over here it's like, man, you're lame. What the fuck?
What you say?
Lame.
No, I carry my razor blade. I ain't lame.
I got my box cutter.
But nah, the police coming this morning, man. They wasn't none of that.
At your house?
Man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Last night, a good friend of mine, man. Like, okay, we. This ain't right, but I mean, we clicked on a level like you can kind of tell like where we were in the streets, and we kind of related like the person we were. Like, we will get you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, out there, and like we'd be sitting at the smoke pit and looking at these dudes like,
I would have got you. Yeah,
we would have robbed.
Yeah,
we would have
yeah,
robbed
yeah,
that
yeah,
motherfucker.
yeah,
That motherfucker would make it 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like, you know, we was tight and everything. You know, he's been struggling with some stuff, and you know, he asked me if he ever needed a place to stay. You know, would I help him out? I said, bro, I got you. You know, because I mean, I know he's gonna look at his money's right because I got him the job he's working right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so he comes over, man, and like this morning, I jump in the shower, and it's a quick shower too, because I got guests on the way. Like I jump in the shower. I was like, I got to take a quick shower, and I come out,
And you had to be somewhere.
Yeah.
8 minutes, 8 minutes max.
Oh.
And I come into my bedroom, he's out white as a sheet.
Oh.
Y'all know that look,
Yeah.
that purplish,
Yeah.
gray look.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, come on, man. And I start yelling, and he's unresponsive and shit. And I'm just trying to think about, I was an ice user.
Okay.
So I'm trying to think about things that I've seen people do in the past. And so I roll him up over his side in case he throws up or anything. That way, you know, he don't drown
don't
and
choke.
stuff.
Yeah.
And I get my roommate on the phone with the law, man, because, I mean, it looks like if I don't do something now, he ain't going to come back.
And we do have that. I know you didn't have anything, like you said. I mean, that's the liberating feeling. But North Carolina does have that protection law for calling.
Yeah, for
for
calling.
overdosing.
Yeah,
so
you don't have to worry
even
about
if you do
anything.
have, and I just want to say
yeah.
this, if
I know.
anybody listening,
Yeah,
if they're
that's
in
a
that
good idea to put
situation,
that out. Yeah.
if you
Somebody might
have
find themselves
something,
like that.
if you're still in active addiction, you're still fighting that fight like that, and someone that you know or care about or with, or even if you don't care, it's just the right
It
thing to
just
do.
happens, yeah.
Call. Because like there's a protection law, like you're not going to get in trouble
Right.
for calling. Now, granted,
Yeah.
you don't want to have nothing on you when they get there, but
Yeah.
but yeah, I just want to throw that out there because you did the right thing, but you also didn't have any fear, right?
No, I wasn't worried about nothing. Like,
Okay.
And I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I smoke weed. You know, that's the one thing I do.
Okay.
Drinking ain't really my thing.
Right.
Pot, it's helped, and pot never helped before. It was just something to do.
Right.
But like, okay, one day at first, you know, I used to work at the Quality Inn.
Yeah. I
And
remember.
one of the,
yeah. I remember
one of the
quality.
rooms had a
Yeah.
joint in it.
Yeah.
And getting straight out of prison, and
Yeah.
it's still thinking I had a son, but still having not been able to meet him,
Yeah.
missing the pregnancy, missing the birth.
Right.
All that, you know, it was really weighing on me. You know what I mean? And wondering. I was at that point. It wasn't, man, I got this. There ain't no other option. It was, all right, do I have this? You know,
Yeah.
I was still wondering.
Right.
And I lit up that joint, and it was like, you know what? Everything's good. I got this.
Yeah, it melted
Really?
away, right?
Yeah, I really found some help with it. Like,
I think the different
That's
view
cool.
on that is
That's cool.
there's a lot of states now, especially that
Yeah.
that do that for those reasons. That's
Yeah.
anxiety, stress, and it's a medicinal reason for that. So
Yeah.
whatever your journey is, if that helps you stay
if
away from
if
others,
it's not
yeah.
causing you to stay out of work,
Right.
and you know, not perform on your responsibilities as a family member or whatever, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
then you're good. But I've known some people that'll keep them in the bed all day, just weed,
Yeah.
just weed,
Yeah.
keeping them
Yeah.
in the bed all fuck work. You know what I mean? Like, that's a problem.
That's why I stopped.
Yeah.
I stopped that a long time before anything else became a problem with me. Like I was living in LA again, you know, and it's legal out there. I have my weed card, you know, and I would go get the edibles, and that would put me in the bed for like. Literally, one little Rice Krispie thing would put me in the bed for 2 days.
Yeah.
See,
So
I
I was just like, I
yeah,
can't do it.
I hear them
See,
new
I-
things though. Them edibles and the like
potent.
Yeah,
Some of that stuff's potent. I grew now.
I like mine just old-fashioned
I
weed.
grew legally in Michigan for 2 years. Had my license, had patience and everything, and I can't use it. Makes me way too fucking paranoid.
Yeah,
This
I
shit
hear
gets
that a lot.
Way too strong.
Yeah,
Yeah, it gets me way. It's way too. Yeah, I'll smoke. Yeah, I'll go smoke $3,000 worth of crack in 2 days, and I'm fine. But yeah, give me one hit off a joint, and I'm freaking the fuck out.
What did you say about my driving?
Yeah, oh my God, what's going on? But no, so I grew in Michigan legally. I had 5 patients. I helped people that had spinal cord injuries, and they were addicted to Oxycontins and Vicodin and hydromorphone.
Yeah, let's
all
get these
that
people on
shit.
weed.
Yeah.
I was. It
I
took
think-
it took a while, but I was able to get them off the pharmaceuticals and using marijuana so that they could re-engage in their friggin' lives.
How awesome is that?
I think
It's
that's
awesome.
called harm reduction.
I totally believe in
Yeah.
it. Yeah, harm reduction.
Harm reduction is the
I'm-
point of that. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's,
No one
it's-
will ever convince me otherwise that
lesser.
marijuana
Yeah.
it does not have
Nobody's-
some amazing, healthy,
Yeah.
positive impact on people.
Yeah.
Hell, fucking yeah, it does that because
Yeah.
I've seen it firsthand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
It's not my-
cancer
it's not my
research
thing,
alone.
but-
The harm
That
reduction is
reminds
big.
me.
Yeah.
That reminds me. Like I do have a bag of weed still sitting in my trash can.
Oops.
But I mean, I stuffed it in the trash can. But I wasn't worried about the cops coming in and finding anything that was going to be a felony or or that was going to cost me my place of living. You know, because maintaining and dwelling, you get caught with some dope in your house, they can damn sure just kick you out.
Yeah. So.
So you found
is he gonna be okay?
Gray and purple.
Yeah, gray and purple.
Yeah. So they came out there, and I ain't gonna lie, like I'm a tough love kind of guy. Like I'll let you chill here, like, man. You know what I mean? Like
it pissed you off.
Yeah, it pissed me off a lot, man. I wanted to hit him one time, like
you could have.
Yeah, I could. Yeah.
He wake up.
Yeah. But I mean, you know, like I was like, damn, dude, come on, man, like. Respect me better than that, you know what I mean? Even if you use him, bro. Because I mean, I know how life is. Yeah. I'm the most understanding motherfucker you'll find, man. But damn, man, you should know your limit. Yeah, and I mean, I got and that's something I can't really say because that ain't the same addiction I've struggled with. So I mean, I don't know that limit. I don't know if people know their limits with that.
What was it that he OD'd on?
Carfentanil.
Oh,
yeah, ain't nothing heroin no more.
No. I mean, you can get tar, but you can't.
Best
get
believe
that.
It's cut.
Yeah, it's cut like no other. But
yeah, man, everything's got that fentanyl in it, man, and like.
We talked about who
it's hitting you.
You mentioned who it was before, and I know him.
And I can tell it's
great
hitting you
guy,
hard.
man. And I've seen him outside of
because now I ain't gonna be able to offer him a place to stay no more. You know what I mean? I can't deal with that.
No,
man. Like, what if my landlord might be tripping right now?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
like my landlord don't know I'm on parole.
Okay.
He asked us if we had a criminal record, and me and my roommate, who is also from First, had both lied. But I mean, but we know where we're at in life. You know, we're okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, we're not okay with that happening around. You know what I mean? That was my roommate's downfall.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like maybe seeing something of that trigger her, and then she go off the deep end. I need her. She's my rock. You know, if she slip on rent, I gotta pay it. Really,
right?
You know what I mean? Like, but I mean, I care about my roommate for real, and that's the last thing I want to see her go through.
So you care about you've learned to care about what other people.
That's one thing I've always done, man. One time selling heroin, 2015, I was selling heroin. A girl came at me wanting a bag with her hand on her belly. She was 5 months pregnant.
Oh my God!
I lied to my family, said I met her 5 months ago. And knowing the baby wasn't mine, so that I sold the rest of what I had and used that money to wean her down from morphine 20s to perk 10s to Tramadols to got her into a Subutex clinic to got her into a rehab in Charlotte. And I was there the night she had the baby 2 months early. I was there that night. Her family said, "Good luck, call us when it's over." Me and my mom were there. My mom was there through trickery because she thought it was mine.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like that night I told her, and I was like, I just lied so we'd have a safe place to go. You know what I mean? And she was pissed. But at the same time, man, little Aubrey Sky was born. And putting in, she was in an incubator for like a day. And then after that, she was strong breathing on her own. It was awesome.
You still keep in contact with her?
No, she's back out there.
Is she?
Yeah.
That down like that tapering you did was like I was going through the numbers in my head. I'm like, that's fucking legit.
Yeah, that's like
that's
medicinal.
That's like a street tapering, but like that's
how you do it.
Yeah. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
You did a really good job, sir.
Yeah.
I commend you.
I'm gonna give you a certificate of appreciation.
I get a gold star.
You gave a baby girl a chance at life.
That's all I wanted, man. Like when I seen her, man, she had a rig in her hand, resting it on her belly, man. And I told her back to her the night before, but she was wearing this big ass jacket.
You get it, yeah.
Okay.
And a snow buddy jacket.
Yeah. And I was like, when she showed up inside without her jacket on, I said, "Bitch, you got me fucked up."
Yeah.
This house now.
Yeah.
And pretty much kidnapped her at first because I mean, keeping that bitch off the H, man.
Yeah. Well, the fentanyl, yeah.
Yeah, and I couldn't just make her stop. That
would kill both of them, probably. Yeah.
Right, and so I mean, I had to go out here and find things that I never looked for. I never looked for pills. You know, I was an ice doer. You know, I had a connect on heroin at the time. That's what I was selling for.
Yeah.
And like, so I'm out here like, okay, well, what would be the next? And I'm Googling and doing research. And,
blue light and stuff.
Yeah. I'm letting her just keep on the needle with the morphine 20s because people behind me are like, well, that's the only way she's going to feel them. And I'm like, okay.
That's true.
And I'm like, all right, well, we'll stay on the needle for now. Right. And then, you know, when I went down to perk 10s and everything, you ain't going to shoot them up.
Right.
Bam. You know what I mean? Yeah. And got her into that Subutex clinic. And she went to that rehab, man. Like, she thought I was going to go with her. And I made her think that up until that time. But, I didn't go with her, but she was able to take the baby with her. She got out. She was working like a Wendy's job, living with her grandparents, got custody of her first son back.
Oh, wow.
Threw it all back away.
Oh.
But, I mean, the baby's alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that, man,
and you did all you could. Like I mean, you've got to...
That's one of my proudest moments in
Yeah.
life, for real.
So you get, there's another example of you putting things aside when it's somebody else you care about, caring about that woman and her being pregnant, and ultimately, I'm sure that little baby, offering your buddy a place to stay when he needed it, despite what was going on with him.
Yeah.
Probably.
That's my downfall, man. My heart going out to others, man. It set me back before, and now I'm having to learn to, like, if the red flags are there too much, I got to say no.
Yeah.
It's not in
It's
my
a hard thing.
and it is when
Hard.
you've said yes your whole life and never gave up on people your whole life, and now they look at you like, well, damn, you can't. Well, nah, you go help yourself. I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Go help your damn self.
I remember the day my sponsor told me 30, 45 days back this time, because oddly, this is going to sound really ridiculous. Like, well, duh. Probably to some people listening, and maybe even you guys in the room, is about 40. Well, now it went 45 days because I was there for 28, so maybe about halfway, just before the end, my sponsor looked at me and he said, you do realize you've been given the power to say no. And I was like, what?
What?
What does that mean?
No.
He's like,
No, that don't even sound right.
Yeah, he's like, this new life you've been given, man, stop and use it. And he's like, you've been given the power to, you can say no.
You mean yes?
By no, you mean yes.
By no,
But
you mean
and,
yes or
and you
maybe.
have to. You have to, or else. I mean, remember us as addicts, man. We will run all over each other.
Yeah.
Even though, like that person used to care about us, we know they did, and they, in a twisted, sick, sadistic way, they do still care about us.
Right.
They ain't meaning to do what they're doing.
No.
But they're doing what they have to.
Survival.
Yeah.
And the studies show that it triggers that survival.
Fight or flight kind of
And
mentality.
they got to do what they got to do to get what they can.
And that's just, and I mean, like I said, I ran with ice clips. Like I sold heroin for a while, but it was very brief.
Yeah. Smart.
But yeah, I didn't need no bodies.
No.
And but I mean, like with ice, like they really ain't got no excuse. You ain't withdrawing. You're tired.
Yeah.
Go to bed.
Go to bed.
You're
Sleep it
hungry.
off.
Eat a cracker.
Yeah.
But heroin addicts, like, I've never been pill sick in a day in my life. I sympathize. I don't say I understand, but I sympathize with y'all. My heart goes out to y'all. Like I've seen people not being able to open up their eyelids in the morning.
Yeah.
Without something, man. So I have no idea what that's like, but I could really see it when your body needs it, man. When there is no other option but your body's shutting down. Then yeah, that survival instinct's gonna be meth addicts. Come on, man, we ain't got that excuse, bro. We just go crazy.
I had
crack
both.
addicts too.
Yeah.
Crack
See,
addicts too.
I did.
Yes, we
I was
just
on
lose it.
pills. I was on pills for 13 years from the VA. Like it was prescribed.
Yeah.
But they kept going up, and then the epidemic happened, and so even it's a government
cracked it.
run.
Yeah,
I'm
and
just
they
curious. Was it
start cracking
methadone
down.
or anything? Like
Not at
that?
the time.
No, not at the time.
So
Oh.
they cut me down from like I was on like Roxy's
Okay, gotcha.
because I kept building tolerance, and then they cut me down to Hydro 10
Oh, you what?
for like 20 of them. You know,
Yeah.
a month for a month.
a month,
so obviously what I did is I went to the street.
Oh, the
You
VA's
have to.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, the VA's great. Like you
They
used
are
to-
now.
Yeah, back in the day though, you used to be able to, like, everybody would go in and get their scripts a certain time of the month, and everybody go to wherever the smoke pit was, and everybody's selling,
Yeah.
trading, and buying.
Yeah.
They didn't
That's
know
where you
any
make your
better
money.
at that point.
They didn't know
Right.
any better. They didn't know
But-
that's what we were doing.
So mine went
Crafty.
like
Crafty.
when you run out of money for pills, because you helped her wean down. You know how expensive they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lost all my money
All
doing
of it.
that.
Right. So I lost all my money, and I was doing the high end. I was doing pills and coke. Mm-hmm. Ran out of money, started doing heroin and meth. That was
Yeah.
my speedball.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, and it's a great one.
Yeah, it's effective.
Oh, yeah,
it's
it
effective.
takes the cake, that's
a
for
time.
sure.
But I also had that pill sick, so I did go to a methadone clinic.
Yeah,
I
I hear
did.
that's the worst to come
It
off
is.
of.
It's
Methadone?
worse. It's worse than actual heroin.
Yeah,
Really?
Come off
they
of.
say it's the worst thing to come
Yeah.
off. My cousin had to do it after going to the methadone clinic for 5 years.
Yeah.
And did it cold turkey.
They try to taper you
yeah.
when you do it the right way, but cold turkey is the worst.
Yeah,
And-
he was fucked up.
Right. But see, and that's what I thought. I had that drug mentality of, all right, if I can get off the H, I can use the clear to
I hear so many people
yeah,
say,
it gives
"Man,
the
it's got me
energy."
off of heroin."
Right.
Yeah.
But then when I was coming down and off the meth,
Yeah.
my body started hurting again because
Right.
I wasn't, it meth.
You're starting to feel things again.
Right. I was
Yeah,
exposed
don't
nerve.
let me- don't.
So
We
guess
don't
what
like
I went right
feeling
back to? Guess
Heroin.
I went right back to heroin.
Yeah.
And so that was that cycle, and something had to give.
Yeah.
And luckily, I mean, like you said, everything happens for a reason. The thinking that was your child. Mine was getting arrested.
Yeah.
All it took was one time, and I'm trying to stay clean.
That's what's up.
You
man.
know, but
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
So
let it be that one time, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on.
Because like my next one's the bitch. You know what I mean? The next one's gonna be slap, but it's all right. Ain't gonna be no next one.
No.
ain't gonna be no next.
I got all the time they're gonna get out of me.
You know,
Right.
So, but he's gonna be okay. The buddy that was in your bathroom.
Yeah,
As far as you know,
he's
gonna be all right.
He's fine.
Because he's a good guy. I mean, he was at first with both of us. I'd see him at meetings and stuff. Big old hug, man. Big old hug.
Yeah, and he's been working,
man.
He's been working good. My bosses
doing a
love
good
him,
thing,
man. Like for real.
Well, I mean, people have slip ups,
and it happens, yeah.
Yeah, it does.
and they're the dangerous slip ups are the dangerous one, and that's what we were talking about, the harm reduction and everything. Like people are going to relapse.
Yeah.
There's a percentage. That's why they have the
Yeah,
numbers.
you got kind of get used to it.
But the problem is when they come, and we've talked about this on the last cast
Yeah, on the
with
last
Jennifer, was they go like through a treatment center or something like that, and then they get at if we relapse, not they, but we get out and
we go
for
right-
some reason think we can do the same amount we were doing.
Yeah.
Our body builds that tolerance down.
Yeah.
You're in there for
If you're gonna
30,
do
40 days, God forbid,
Yeah.
like 6 months a year, and it's
Yeah.
like, I can go back up and shoot up 3
Right.
grams, and I'm good.
Right.
No,
yeah.
you're
You
not.
can't. No, you can't.
This ain't meth, bro.
No, it ain't, man.
You can do meth all day. Load as much as you want.
Yeah.
Withdrawal can last like 6 months. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of acute symptoms.
The post acute, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not even talking about like.
Like my brain's still rewiring because I'm at 6
Yeah.
months, like I said. So my brain is still like my girlfriend doesn't understand that my highs and lows right now of like, I can go out.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I'm like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, man.
You still get sweats.
Yeah, I actually did last night.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You still get acute symptoms.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like from.
Yeah, body aches, sweats, and it just like randomly, and then the using dreams, like
Those were bad for me.
Yeah.
While I was at first, for some reason, I guess because everything was so
it's in your
surrounded.
face.
Yeah. Like that ain't my recovery. Like my recovery is just keeping my mind busy.
Really?
Staying somewhere. Like even when I'm at the house, even because I'm on house arrest, I gotta stay at home.
You do meetings or
game.
do you go to 12-step meetings?
I
or
do.
anything?
I don't.
Really? Okay.
I none. And that it's nothing to say, nothing bad against the meetings. What they're doing, if it's working, then praise it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. But as far as me, like, okay, my dad was in NA.
That's okay.
My dad was
right.
in 12-step.
There you go. Yeah.
It's
Sorry, it's fine.
Because he like transferred between the two.
Oh, he did? Okay,
yeah,
cool.
he was an alcoholic at 1st, and then like later on in life, crack, Valiums, and stuff took over.
Sure.
And like my dad, weekends with my dad were weekends at the Caldwell Halfway House in Lenoir.
Okay.
And I'm sitting at a bunch of big tables. They're cooking in the big pots.
Yeah.
And I'm helping with dishes. I'm like 8 years old and around
Yeah.
all these grown ass men. You know what I mean? Sure. The Serenity Prayer was instilled in me. You know what I mean? So like, I seen him do that all his life. I see him still doing it today, and it hasn't really got him anywhere. And like, my thing is like, with this new motivation I found, I just want to keep reaching newer heights. That's what keeps me going, because I can't reach newer heights. Okay. I can't be the man my family wants me to be if I'm doing that. So like,
and again, that's your
is it a
journey.
Big,
Right.
is a big part of what you do, because you think about like the impact like on your family and friends and like do you think more than it seems like, are you thinking like bigger picture?
Well,
is
like,
that kind of like how you
like my
motivate?
network.
Your network.
My
Yeah,
network
okay.
is.
Do you have a network?
My network is my bosses, my supervisors, anybody that can put down a reference on a job application.
Okay.
That's what I made my network.
Okay.
And now if I was in those programs, then I feel like my network, and this ain't nothing bad to anybody, but I feel like my network will be a bunch of addicts that could fall off at any time.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'd like to tell people they can rely on me, but I mean, if I'm unstable and then also, let's sit around in this room and talk about it all the time. That's not good for me.
Okay.
That's manifesting it up in me, and that's making me want to go act.
Really?
That's sitting in
Is this messing with you?
No. This is
Okay,
actually
good.
all right.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm doing something progressive right now. But however, sitting at the meetings, I feel like you only go to some meetings and talk about the same stuff.
Living in the past,
living in
almost.
the past too much.
Well,
I want to go act.
Well, see, that's honestly that's not what meetings are supposed to be about.
Right.
It's not about. That's why you build a network. That's why you get a sponsor. That's why you get friends and stuff. So when shit's going on, you share that shit with them. When you go to a meeting, it's supposed to be about people sharing like hope, strength, and the message of recovery, so that some guy who is struggling can go, oh. Yeah, I want one.
But it seems like they focus on the stuff they've done.
Yeah, I know. It turns into war stories.
Yeah, and whether they think it or not, they are glorifying it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A
And
lot of people there to pick up chicks or pick up dudes.
That's the only reason I was there is I was looking at the women.
Well,
terrible.
everybody goes through, but everybody goes through that.
I don't know who that redheaded girl at Beaver Dam. Get at me.
Yeah. It happens, man. I mean, when we were at first and stuff, they take us to the bling bling meetings.
Yeah,
the bling bling, everybody gets dressed up.
Yeah. And
Goes
that's the
walking
last
in,
thing they need.
And then won't talk to no girls and goes home alone.
No, I was.
Why are you wasting your time? Well, some people do.
Excuse me, ma'am. Your recovery looks great on you. Love what you've done with your teeth.
Good God.
But no, I see what you're saying. Yeah, there's a lot of I can see how this stuff drums shit up in people's heads.
It would pull me back. Like if I'm sitting there talking about it and I'm listening to other people talk about it, then I get to itch.
Okay.
And right now, like I got at home. Like I was supposed to be in the house at 7:45, so all I got at the house is Game of Thrones and Xbox. But that's okay because that's what I need.
We
That's
play
all I
Xbox.
need. Call of Duty.
Of course you do.
Did you get the new one?
Of
Did you get the new one?
No.
Dude, I got a sponsor. He didn't talk to me for 4 days. I couldn't get a hold of him. He finally got a hold of me. He's like, "Dude, I'm sorry. I got the new Call of Duty. I've been playing."
I'm aware.
And I was
a
like,
little bit.
and honestly, I was like, "Oh, that totally makes sense." All right,
It
it's all
does.
good.
It does.
Yeah.
Resume.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
yeah. Go back.
Please
Yeah,
proceed.
Yeah, proceed. Yeah.
So he's bringing up like the network. We've talked about that networking, and you found that outside of the rooms, which is good.
Yeah.
It works for you, and that's awesome. You've identified it. That's different.
Yeah.
So your outside network, you've mentioned like you did have the thing where this is me with my family. Have they come back? Like, what does your outside network really look like, other than your bosses and stuff?
My family is
with
awesome.
all this?
Yeah.
My family. Okay, my family has never. Okay, my family. The way it is if I was going to live in that life, I was going to do it without them. You know, they'd be there. They support me if I ever need to talk to them. They're there.
Sure.
They ain't going to send me no money. They ain't going to come bail me out of no jail.
Right.
Which that is cool. I'm a man. I get myself in my own predicaments. I'll handle that.
Okay.
But since I've been doing right, man, like, man, I could go back on stuff on my Facebook and just show you, like,
I've seen some of that. I saw some photos of
man.
you.
It's
I actually,
awesome.
what comes to mind is a photo of you and your sister, and I don't know
Man.
if it's like a pumpkin patch or an apple orchard.
yeah,
or
apple orchard.
The apple orchard photo, man. When I saw that, I was like, "Oh man, he's doing good,
Doing normal people
he's doing
shit.
normal people shit." I saw it on
I
your
was
face.
so
I'm like,
bored of that apple orchard, but it's okay.
But you liked being bored.
Exactly.
It was a good board.
Me and my family were sitting there smiling, man, and like I hear from them every day, man. And
Yeah.
it's awesome. I'm finally the brother that my sister never had.
Yeah.
Finally the son my mama never had. You know what I mean? That shit matters.
I do know that.
you know, talk about networks and stuff like that. I've heard you mention two things that I kind of want to touch on real quick if you want to talk about it. You said growing up with your dad, and your dad was in and out of 12-step programs and you know, back and forth and stuff, just however he was involved with that. And you said the Serenity Prayer was instilled in you at a young age.
Yeah.
You talked about you mentioned something earlier. You said the young lady getting pregnant and the possibility it might be yours. You used the word God as, you know, and this ain't like a Christian program or anything.
Right.
Is that part of your network?
It
God.
hasn't been here lately.
Okay.
But I've been meaning to put it back in there. You know what I mean? Like the other night I pulled out my
And you
Bible.
mentioned church. You mentioned church network. And stuff like that.
I gotta see my church family I grew up with back home.
Okay.
They're still rooting for me. They've never let up a day. They wrote
That's
me
good
while I was in
people right there.
prison. and-
Really?
Oh yeah. They're
good
constantly telling me like I love that smile on Facebook. And I'm like I love you. You're awesome. Why you're here? What
say
you?
Say it in that camera right there. I love you.
I love you.
There you go.
And like, so that's the one that's been looking at me the whole time.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
But no.
Oh, I ruined it. Sorry.
But yeah, man.
So
Like
they got your back. They're in your corner.
Yeah, they've had my back, and I told one, I was like, I don't know what the hell you saw in me all these years.
Something.
But thank you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you. Man, they really did, man, and they're there, and it's happy to give, you know, show them it wasn't all for nothing. Their faith was in me for a reason. You know what I mean?
And they had patience.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
believed
they
in
did.
you.
A lot more than my family did, but that's of course.
That's
you know,
expected, yeah.
Yeah, that's family. There's family get tired of it.
Yeah, well, and they're also in it more.
Yeah.
You know, like they not necessarily have got more invested, but family's the one that's more like on the battlefront.
They're in the trenches. They get to
Yeah.
see the
Yeah,
war.
and it affects them. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though I never stole from my people's house, no fights, no breakouts were ever happening
Right.
there. it still affects them. I remember my sister, you know, she's gonna be 18 in January, and she's grew up her whole life watching her brother, you know, battle with this shit, you know, battle with crime and addiction. And
has that kept her away from it?
hell yeah, she's
Good.
perfect.
Good.
She's perfect.
That's awesome.
Everything bad I was, she was the opposite.
So if you look at it the right way,
if that's what it took, it was all worth it.
You showed her what not to do.
Yeah. If I had to do it all over again, I could show her a few more things not to do. But like I remember her second boyfriend, man. After things didn't work out, I was like, listen, sweetheart, these motherfuckers, man, don't be worrying about these dudes, man. She's like, Garrett, I ain't, man. I got school to worry about. I was like,
Dad.
I love you, baby.
Well, you know what, though? And you know what? More than that, you're showing her that if she ever does get to a point in her life, and it doesn't necessarily have to be drugs or, you know, jails or institutions, you know, treatments, and it doesn't have to be that. Like, if it's in her blood that if she gets into a situation with, for her, is something that ends up becoming as extreme as the stuff that we've been through in addiction, we've been through with incarceration, that she can get through that. And it doesn't have to define her, because she's watching you live it today.
Yeah, I ain't letting.
She's watching you
none
live
of
it
that.
today.
None of that stuff needs to define us, man. Like most addicts you meet are great people.
Yeah.
It's just them drugs, man. Them drugs talking. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's that disease, the drugs talking.
Yeah.
Like, because once
You ever got to know a group of people in jail?
Yeah.
Yes.
And you notice how cool they are in jail. Y'all get along, you kiki, ha ha ha.
Yeah.
People looking out for you, handing you some
Yeah,
ramen. and
you
out.
you
yeah.
hungry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody want this cake?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you meet them in the street. Damn it, where my wallet, man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see how quick it
Yeah.
just switches them, man. They don't mean to.
No.
I ain't gonna show them no mercy when I find my wallet, but they don't mean to.
You still got to teach them a lesson.
Yeah, wrong wallet.
And
Nice try, wrong guy.
And you're mad because you got.
Yeah.
So
right.
you're taking your own like frustration out on them too. Like,
appreciate you.
yeah.
Come here. I've got to fire you. I love that shit. We'd sit there for hours, all night.
Yeah.
Butter.
Yeah. But
Anything crazy happen in your times when you're locked up?
Oh snap. Anything what?
Crazy happen any times you're locked up?
it scares you from
man.
going back.
Yeah,
or
is that
something?
ever like like you said you don't want to go back to that lifestyle? Is there any part of it that's like, man, I saw what happened to that motherfucker?
Not really, because I'm so hard-headed, man.
Really?
Like I was in Whiteville prison this last time, and yeah, Whiteville's got a rap for where all the gays go, but that's the East Yard. The West Yard's gangland.
Okay.
And I remember most people times in the prison, this February, we got cameras inside the blocks.
Oh wow.
We didn't have no
Okay.
cameras inside the blocks.
Oh.
Okay.
So you can imagine free reign. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got one guard to X amount of inmates.
And they're overpopulated.
But we was
yeah.
cool with it. Like they minded their business. We kept things, just loud enough to where,
Not too suspect.
Everything
not-
was
yeah.
kosher.
Yeah.
Okay.
But every now and then there'd be something like I remember this one CO did a round, found a shank in a dude's chest. He's done. He's dead. And most camps they shut down the yard for a week, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
They shut it down for a day. Like this place was off the chain.
Wow.
But I mean,
a day.
but at the same time, it's like, man, I ain't gonna lie, my prison ride was sweet. There's been worse. You see other people going through prison, and you just see them not doing it right. Like if they take something on front and then can't pay it back. That's
Yeah.
If you're ever gonna go to prison, build your credit. What you want to do is make sure you got money in your account. Go get something on front and pay it back.
Yeah.
Pay off that credit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, they wouldn't. You know what I mean? They'd get something like Suboxones, hoping they could pay it back, not knowing.
Right.
And then that's
That's
when
when
it's
you
your
get got.
ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you owe somebody money, that's when it's your ass.
Yeah.
And then fans, TVs, and telephones. Relax.
Relax.
You don't really need the fan on.
No.
No.
I mean, that old guy, he's been sitting there with that fan on for 20 years. You think you're going to get up in the middle of the night and turn his fan off?
No.
No, that ain't gonna happen. No.
No, sir.
Oh, man, about to raise some hell.
No, sir. He's in there for 20 years for a reason, too.
Yeah, like he ain't
Yeah.
going home.
So there ain't no scared straight type kind of thing. Like,
Nah, man. Like,
It's all been really just
what
your
about what
internal
do you think?
battle.
What about those
Yeah.
guys that didn't do it right or were locked up longer and shit like that? Ain't no
Man,
excuse for them. Do you feel
nah,
there's
man,
no
if
excuse
you-
for them
if
when they
you-
get out too?
okay, like I know this is going to sound crazy, but even though you were in prison, you've got some kind of compass inside you that tells you right from wrong.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? As long as you keep straight, stay in your lane in prison, and keep your nose out of other people's shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, you straight. Like I didn't do nothing but sit there and make. You know I'm sure y'all probably heard. In prison they rolling papers with instant coffee. You take a brown paper towel.
I heard about that. Yeah, I learned about that. Yeah,
Okay,
you guys
and you
were
make
telling me
blunt
about
wraps.
that. Yep.
Okay, well that's
Yep.
what I do. Half
Yeah.
a sheet, a stamp. You know, a stamp's 35 cents on the yard. You know,
Right.
and that stack up because they're gonna be smoking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People, that's one demand you're always gonna find. People gonna be smoking. So
Okay.
I'm gonna make these rolling papers.
Yeah.
And I make 10, 20 stamps a day. You know what I mean? That's enough to eat a meal at night.
Yep.
Nice.
And but I mean, as long as you stay in your own lane, you know, any hustle you get an idea for ain't stepping on nobody's toes. Like,
Right.
Like tattooing. Tattooing's a pretty in your own lane hustle. You know,
Yeah.
if you were to do that, but like people going to prison and people that are in prison, man, like if you just stay in your lane.
Yeah, 'cause
The trouble you're not trying to go through that trouble.
No.
No, and you know what? And that's actually that's really good stuff to put out here too, especially in this forum.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
like JP was saying, you know, he's got stuff he's got to face. He doesn't necessarily know how that's going to turn out.
Right.
Like you talked about, you know, relapse and return into active addiction. It just comes with territory, man. It's a reality.
Yeah.
You can't deny like, oh,
Right.
everybody's going to stay sober. No, everybody ain't going to.
No.
Ain't nobody. Ain't everybody's not going to stay clean, no
Hold your
matter
breath.
what. Don't hold your breath. Yeah, 'cause you pass out and die before they do because
Right.
people die in this program. It's just a fact.
Knocking them dead like
You know, that's
flies,
good
man.
stuff to let people know too, because like hopefully, God freaking forbid, but if somebody has a situation where they go back in there, hopefully they'll remember some of that. Oh yeah, I need to find a hustle done. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
man.
just
Because I mean,
stick to
you can't
myself.
run from it. It'll follow you. Your name will follow you from camp to camp.
Yeah.
Like you'll get there and they'll find out your name and they're already looking you up.
Yeah.
Really?
You best believe they're calling people on the outside because they want to know your charges more than anything.
Really?
Yep.
You know, you ever touched on their kids? You
Right.
ever you
Right.
ever snitched? You know, that's the first thing when you get off that bus they're looking for.
Right.
Okay.
So I mean, even if they get some word that like, nah, you ain't no snitch, nah, you got breaking in there and no weird charges or nothing like that.
Right.
But I mean, if you checked off a camp owing people money,
Yep. Yeah.
you know
yeah.
that's just as bad.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're gonna pay that debt, and then what's gonna happen? You're gonna go to protective custody. You're gonna sit there in one cell your whole time. You know, man. You want to go out there. You want to use that yard. You want to work out. You want to call your family.
Yep.
So do it right. If like in my block, I ain't no gang member. But if you weren't no gang member, you can't use the phones after 6. Well, then get on the phone early.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I did.
That's all you gotta do.
Call your people on their lunch break.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what it is. So
It's a whole different culture.
Yeah.
Inside.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
that's the big thing
It's-
coming out. So you had that culture inside
Yeah.
that you adapted to and everything. And we've talked about how that normal you taking charge with the normal. But like that time when you got out the last time, and you're adjusting to regular life, but with this newfound, this maybe zest for life almost.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
how long did it take you to adjust from the inside culture to outside?
I mean, probably different from most because I went to first.
Yeah.
You know, and
Right.
it's still a program. It's still a structured area.
So that's a good thing to do for some
It
people.
was like
Yeah.
like a weaning situation.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
You know, getting back into. I'd say it helped. It helped a lot.
Good.
But
Yeah, how close is rehab to prison? Like, in what ways is it the same? And
The structure.
okay, being able. Okay, the rules, of course.
The fucking trays we ate off of.
The fucking tray.
Trays are just like fucking jail trays, dude. I fought tooth and nail to get that shit thrown out. I'm like,
I love
dude,
getting
give
the
it-
PB&J's in jail.
I'll be like, get my
Yeah,
fucking.
Yeah.
Well,
You're
'cause
lucky you get a PBN.
Yeah. Yo, did you see?
But
Did you see
like-
thing on Facebook? Somebody put on Facebook the PBJ burrito wrap.
Yeah.
Yes.
What the hell
I
is
don't
that?
know, man.
Squished it all up.
I know.
That's weird.
Shit's
But, like,
off the,
okay.
Ryan's got to get on the ball in that kitchen, man. What the fuck are those preppies doing, dude?
Not preppian.
No.
But as far as to answer your question, as far as like, okay, lights out. Okay, that's like prison. But as far as like going to the day room and sitting down and watching movies with people, like, yeah, you can go to the day room and watch movies in prison. You're not gonna watch something you're interested in.
No.
You're not gonna have a vote in it.
No.
You're not gonna listen to it without little earplugs in your ears because
Right.
you listen to your radio set and it picks up on the TV.
Yeah, like an airplane or something.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But as far as things that, you know, like, but I could go outside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was no fences. There was no guards. There's no guns.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There were girls.
There were girls.
Girls on the van.
Girls on the van.
Girls
What's
on
up?
the van.
I'm your man.
This guy sounded creepy again.
But
I'm
like,
just kidding.
I know.
but I mean, so it was kind of like a step. Now the thing about, I'd rather deal with the people in prison than the people in rehab. Everybody in rehab trying to be something they ain't.
Yep.
Yeah.
They either wanting shit in prison or wanting shit in the street, and they're coming here to try to make up for it now. You know, we ran into several where
I remember hearing you say some of those conversations.
Yeah, man, trying to do everything they can do in prison. Like you sit there, you do that gang member sitting in prison, but what you gonna be the gang of? A preppy coordinator,
right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's my squad.
You're not gonna find no. It's just the types, the type of people.
And they have those in the military too, like the people that weren't shit in high school.
Right. Coming to military.
Coming to beat shit.
They get the E4, the corporal rank, and all of a sudden they're telling people what to do and power tripping. Yeah.
Well,
same thing.
These people wasn't shit in the street. They wasn't shit in prison, but now they're trying to come here and be like a manager.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, hold
that.
up.
Yeah.
Hold up. And plus, like, and then like half of them got a story to tell that ain't really didn't exist.
You remember?
Yeah. Oh God.
Or you get the ones you get the young buck ones and stuff like that to come in there and start building up their own gangs. Their own little
we
cliques
shut that
and
shit
gangs.
down.
And, yes, yeah.
No, take that on somewhere else.
Yeah.
we don't do that right here.
I remember those late night conversations, watching them, right before they had to go inside and everything.
Y'all are tough.
Standing up there with a couple of guys who were long term and stuff, going, "Yeah, we're gonna bust that shit up."
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna draw with. Just so you know, we're gonna draw on you with a marker later.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you get penises all over you.
Yeah, we're gonna hold you down there.
There's nothing you can fucking do.
There's no hazing.
None. It's a safe environment.
It is. It's a very safe environment.
Just stay in your lane.
Exactly.
Right.
That's the thing in life, man. Like, stay in your lane.
Yeah.
If this is not your business over here, then why are you in it?
What's your lane? What's your lane look like today?
Man, so straight. You know, when I got work, I got family. My lane's got more meaning to it. My lane's got a lot more important shit in it now. Like, my lane ain't got all these people that didn't give a fuck about me. You know, my lane ain't got all these situations I'm having to go to, places to live. You know, things I'm dealing with. My lane's got groceries in it.
Yeah,
I like
Feel
that.
me? My for real.
Yeah. See, I got that EBT,
and you know what?
And I only got like that much.
There ain't no. I was going to use there ain't three individuals in a rent-a-car making a run from Florida up all up past your business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That kind of extravagant shit. That ain't in your lane.
See what you want to do? You want to take a left on Broadway?
Yeah. And you know what? Honestly, Garrett,
You're in the wrong lane.
Honestly, Garrett, getting to know you and you coming in here and sharing with us and stuff and seeing how your life is going on Facebook, and people, talking about how good you are and stuff like that. Because people mention you, like, hey, you see what's going on with him and stuff like that.
That shit makes it worth it.
Brother, you ain't driving in a lane. You've been given a whole fucking freeway. It's multiple lanes, man. And you got friends. You got family. You got the people at your church who's praying for you. You got all them people, man. It's a big old carpool driving with you.
Yeah. You're in the carpool lane. Yeah.
It is. Or what do they call it?
Follow me.
Yeah, it's a convoy.
I know the way.
Man, you got a convoy of people driving with you, man. And it's really awesome watching you. Just like, I'm really interested.
It's like a druggy buggy.
No damn druggy buggy.
The Narcan van's back.
Narcan vans. And you know what? It's not a 4-hour wait on a first van.
Man,
on a freeway.
Getting up at 4:30 to be at work at 7.
Oh my God.
Hurry up and wait. Is that a lot of it?
No, it's really
life.
You know what though? It's really cool. I'm really interested to see as time goes by and stuff like that where that road leads you, man.
Me too, man.
So far, man.
I want to see where I can make it, man. It's the first time I ever felt like that.
Really?
That's awesome.
Like, I've never had these feelings that I'm feeling now, like motivation, ambition, determination. Man, I never felt those before.
You are feeling. Is the thing.
Yeah.
You're feeling.
So we got this thing we do here on the show. The show's called Just For Today.
Yeah.
Right. Number 4. And yeah.
Just for today cast.
So, and that's really a thing. Part of the reason why we started this is because we want people to start looking at things different, looking at themselves, looking at other people, looking at life different.
Analyze things.
Yeah, look at it the way things are today. Because everything that happened in the past, that's past, man. Can't change that.
Yeah.
Can't change that. Also,
No, it is what it is.
And you can change who you are. You can't. I mean, if you want to let that make you be who you are on a daily basis, then that's fine.
If you was
that's
a piece
your
of
choice.
shit then, don't be a piece of shit now.
Right. So one of the things we look at too, and when we bring guests on and everything, we have a thing that we do at the end with the guests. So I'll set it up for you. So you got one day, 24-hour period. Okay?
Right. Ooh.
Big guy upstairs or however it comes to it.
Yeah.
Tells you, Garrett, tomorrow when you wake up, you got 24 hours, man. One day, and then that's it. Then you ain't waking up no more. You can't tell anybody about it either, what's going down. So 3 questions for you with that in mind. All right. Where would you go? Who would you see or spend your time with? And what's the last thing you would say? Like, you get an opportunity to say something that's going to reach every single person in the world.
Your parting words to
your
the
parting
man.
words before your 24 hours is up.
Well, I mean, who I'm going to go see, man, I definitely got to go see my family.
Okay.
You know, I gotta go be with my sister, for real.
Would that be in any special part of the world with them, or just where they are?
We'd be cool at Mama's house.
There you go.
We find I've always been able to pass out on that couch like it wasn't nothing. But the things I'd say, man, there's just a lot I'd say.
So you spend time with family?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, because I mean they deserve it. You know, I've taken so much, I've taken so much time away from my mom being a mother, or my sister being a brother, my grandmother being a grandma. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know that's things they wanted. You know what I mean? If I have a child, I want to be a parent to that child. You know, but
Yeah.
I mean, if they're always running off, they ain't giving me that opportunity.
Yeah.
So I definitely spend time with you know, my mom, my sister, more than anybody, my grandmother.
Okay.
Something I'd say, man, dang, I don't know. That's the tough one.
Like your advice to the world.
Yeah, man. And I was just talking about this other, man. You got to find your self-worth. If you don't think nothing of yourself, then you ain't gonna think nothing of your situation. You ain't gonna think about putting in things back in. You know what I mean? Before you go, as we was talking earlier, you know, caring about yourself more than others, man. That will backslide you a lot. You know, if you don't find a stable ground where you love yourself, you respect yourself, then because if you don't, there's nothing you ain't willing to put yourself through. If you don't love yourself, you're not gonna not go through this and go, you know, backtrack and end up in them same trap houses, end up in them same situations with a needle in your arm. You know what I mean? But if you love yourself, you ain't gonna want that for yourself. You know what I mean? So that's my most important thing, man. Find your self-worth. Know what you deserve out of life, you know, and know what God's trying to give you, man. Because He'll give you what you deserve, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
For real.
Find yourself worth.
For real.
That's a powerful word.
You gotta hold some importance to yourself. For real. Or else you might as well hang it up.
Yeah.
You gotta find that.
And I thought you was going to say stay in your lane.
Yeah. Second on the list. Stay in your lane. Bro.
No, I like that. And you say it because we see you live it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We see that you found yourself worth, man.
For real.
You found that shit, man.
For real.
It wasn't in a bowl.
Nah. I could have swear I just put some self-worth in here.
It's just clear.
Somebody done melted it down and rolled it out on their shoe.
Oh, no.
You got me, trap chicken.
Trap chicken.
That's
Dude.
yeah, right.
Y'all can use that.
Man, we're so glad he came out today.
I appreciate it, man.
glad.
Thanks for having me, man. I've never done that like this.
Yeah, it was. Yep. When I was thinking of, I was talking with the guys when I was thinking about. I'm like, I know a guy, man.
Yeah.
Man, he's gonna be.
That's the first time it wasn't bad. He said, "I know a guy." And I was like,
Nah, no, it was no. And I was thinking about it, and I talked to him. I said, I know, man. It's like got this thing down pat. Doesn't let anything hold him back.
You can't,
Listen,
man.
He needs to come. He needs to come tell people about that. He needs to come tell people. And we're so grateful for you to coming on the show, man.
I appreciate y'all having me, man. For real.
Yeah,
This was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
We'll
This is our second. Yeah, it's our second one. We did another one last night. With Jennifer. Who's a recovering addict alcoholic. She helps parents. Interesting enough, you talk about like the dynamic of like your family and how they were involved and not involved, you know what I'm saying, right. Through this process and how they're back involved and everything. She actually was on our show yesterday and came in and shared about how she helps with parents really come to terms with the stuff where their kids coming out.
Yeah,
And that
that's
show,
a big...
Yeah, and that show will be edited. She actually owns a business. She's written a best-selling book, and that show will be out Wednesday.
Here, I'll be the ad demon, so it doesn't come off as
you be the ad demon.
Like insanely fake. Yeah, so that episode airs Wednesday.
Yeah,
and during the day sometime, no specific time, because it's basically when I'm done. When I'm done with it.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
And forever, we're going to go live before the show for the foreseeable future.
Yep.
Yeah.
Live before
probably
the show.
about 30 minutes before the shows, and we film whenever.
Yeah. Just we'll send out like a
put
little
information on the page and
blast,
stuff like that.
Yeah,
letting you know we're about to go live.
Yeah, but Jennifer airs on Wednesday, and then your episode will air Wednesday after that.
So there's a place my family can go look at this? And
Oh,
stuff?
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll-
Yeah.
we'll give you all the info.
You
say
know
up.
I'm going to let you know
They're
that.
gonna love
Once it's
it.
all edited, you know, like all the camera work and
Right,
and all
yeah.
that stuff.
That's gonna be awesome.
Your family can go to the Broken Helm Facebook page. We have an Instagram page. We have a website as well.
BrokenHelm.com.
Yeah,
Yep.
brokenhelm.com, which I
Brokenhelm.com.
do believe I'm going to start putting episode synopsis on.
Okay.
And
Sure.
so that was basically summarizes. It'll be a picture of you. It'll be a still, and then
A quote says, "Stay in your lane."
Yeah,
Stay in your
Find
lane.
yourself worth.
I want you to go like that.
yeah. Yep.
Stay in your lane.
No, it's gonna say trap chicken.
Trap chicken.
Trap chicken.
This is our trap chicken episode.
Trap chicken episode.
Clickety clicking all around the house.
Razor blade flying.
Where's my
and they
cigarettes?
can- yeah. I mean, we'll get you into the group, the Facebook group, and everything. And
All right, cool.
It'll be a couple different formats. They can watch the video if they want to see you. If they're in their vehicle or they got something on and they want to just listen to it, they can just pick up the audio.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're also on
Spotify.
SoundCloud, Spotify, and
SoundCloud,
iTunes coming up after they approve our stuff and stop being assholes.
Yeah.
And we already have
Yeah.
we already have our next guest lined up.
Yeah,
right?
we have our next
Who's
guest lined up. Yeah. Who's our next guest? Our next guest. She's a great lady. Her name is April. She actually, her father. She's gonna come on and she's gonna share. She's not an addict, not an alcoholic. She's not recovered.
Awesome.
Great lady. I bumped into. Had a great conversation with her and offered her an invite to come on the show, and she's really stoked to do it. Her father passed away from cancer, so she's gonna come on and she's gonna talk about how her and her sister went through that. He had lung cancer. It only lasted about 5 months, so it was real quick. So she's going to talk about how her and her daughter and her family have been able to recuperate from something. You know, they didn't have, a year to kind of prep.
Right.
And then, there were some extenuating circumstances where they really began to lose their dad before they actually lost their dad.
Right, yeah.
And she actually works at Mission Hospital in the cancer up in the cancer unit. She does scheduling for that with people that have brain cancer. So she's got a unique perspective where it's like, I've been dealing with this my whole entire life, and then it actually touches her life. So Jennifer's April's going to be our guest.
Maybe get some insight on how to deal with things without drugs, for the,
Yeah.
the addicts that are listening.
That could be preventing. Yeah. That's awesome.
That you can get
You
through
got to
that
find
stuff.
other ways to deal with things,
Yep.
man.
Thanks, Garrett.
No problem, man.
And you brought a guest
I did.
today. Yeah, you want to shout out?
No, she don't look like
No,
she wants
okay,
to shout
you
out.
give a shout out. Yeah. No, yeah.
But I appreciate her for coming.
Love it,
Yeah.
man.
And she did. She stayed back there and stayed in her lane.
She's in her
Hopefully she
lane.
enjoyed it.
Chilling.
Yeah, I hope she had a good
Although
time
when
too.
she's driving, she's
Yeah.
all in everybody else's lane.
All right.
All right.
All right,
Thanks,
man.
Garrett.
No
Cool.
problem,
Thanks,
y'all.
Garrett. Love you, brother.
Love you too, man.